This topic is an easy topic. It's a topic that the everyday person should be able to handle. But if you're not dealing with an emotionally well person, or you're not an emotionally well person, it becomes a very heavy topic. And so I had to make a part 2, mainly because being delusional is something that can turn into a deep pit for some people. And for others, it could be a puddle that they could step in and step right out. Are you dateable? And these are the things that will be the pendulum on you defining that question. Are you able to catch yourself when you go too far? Perception is a beast. I want to say something else, but I try to keep clean language on my podcast. Perception is a beast because you can perceive something and then reality can be going on at the same time. And you have to be able to even counsel yourself and make sure your perception lines up with reality. Because if it doesn't, and you put your emotion behind that perception, you can fall into delusion. And then your response is, well, because I perceived. That was just perception. And there's so many things that govern our perception. Our worldview, our insecurities, our upbringing. It's so many different things. And so you have to think of it in a full scope. You have to. And for men, you are responsible, as well as some women, for not blurring the lines. And then women, you also are responsible for your emotions. If someone says good morning to you, that's just good morning. You can't read into it. If someone says you look nice or give you a compliment or that smells good, take it as a compliment. Don't make it more than what it is. Oh, that person must like me. That person want me. A person might say a sentence like, oh, you're a good woman. Be in tune with interpersonal communication. You are a good woman. Not you would be a good woman for me. And so those key words separate those two sentences. You're a good woman versus you're a good woman for me. They're two different things. And that's once you start defining words and knowing interpersonal communication a little more, it's ever growing. It's an ever growing process. Just when you think you know interpersonal communication, there's always something new to learn. And so once you have an eye for it, you're able to understand. There are general statements that can be said, and then there are specific statements that can be said. There are direct statements that can be said, and then there are indirect statements that can be said. And these things are very key to not allow yourself to be delusional as a man, as a female. And when you're communicating with people, that's very key because it allows you to not blur the lines and make someone lapse into a delusion. we have to be mindful. We have to be mindful in how we connect with people, how we talk to them. We have to be clear on our intention. We don't want to make things more than what they are in our mind and skip out of reality, because that's the only thing that happens. When you jump into your mind and you hold on to your mind stronger than you hold on reality, you skip out of reality. And so you want to play yourself close. Play yourself close. When certain emotions come up based on certain actions or words, even question yourself, well, why do you feel that way? Where is that coming from? Do I know the difference between lust and love? Do I know the difference between liking and adore? Do I know the difference between a friendly gesture and affection, intimate affection? And your love bank plays a significant role in understanding this too. Because sometimes when your love bank is at a negative, you'll diffuse reality and make things what they are, make things more than what they are, because your love bank is negative. And if you don't have a regular amount of love in your daily activities, in your daily life, you will, when someone does something nice like good morning or a nice gesture, you will make it more than what it is, because you're already at a negative. And so to keep yourself out of that, you have to build self-love, because it's not all the time, okay? Yeah, you're not in a relationship right now, but you're in a relationship with yourself at all times. And so you need to build into yourself, build self-love, look at yourself in the mirror, look at your eyes, your hair, build self-worth in yourself. So it's to the point that when someone gives you a compliment, it only adds to what the foundation you have established with yourself. And you're not moving around looking, being desperate. And you have to be mindful of that too. I told you so many things under this in my Dateable. If you are assessing that you're in a desperate place where you're longing for attention, you're longing for affection, you're longing for certain words, it's time to scale back. And the reason why I say scale back, because if you're moving out of sense of desperation, you might sign up or say yes haphazardly to anything. Anything might tickle your ear because you're moving out of desperation. So you want to be mindful of that too. And if you're moving in that process and you're coming across people that are acting desperate, they need attention, they need words, they need certain things. You have certain women that don't mind exposing their body to everybody, because negative attention is some attention. So in their eyes, they might be thinking that he's digging my body, he's digging this, and even though deep down inside, I know he really doesn't want anything more than what I'm advertising. Because when you're moving in a desperate way, you will assess that as long as somebody is saying something good about you, or you catching their attention in some way, you might assess that to be good. But you're desperate. No one's calling your phone. You're not going out. No one's spending time with you. And you move around desperate. You have to be emotionally well. A woman can wear a trash bag and a man can still see their shape. So you don't want to move around, oh, I got to get attention in this way. You don't have to expose your body. You don't have to, and I have to say, you don't have to excessively bend over or make your presence known by the way you stand. You don't have to be sucking on your fingers or batting your eyes at men. Because that's self-inflicted pain. Because then when the guy uses you for whatever gratification they need and they say bye, you can't catch feelings. Because that's all that you was advertising. So if that's all that you have to offer and that's all you advertising, you can't really knock a guy if that's what catches his attention. This is not being delusional. This goes all under not being delusional. This goes all under, am I dateable?
The fuck was that?
Excuse me. I had dropped something and it startled everyone in the house. But these are all things that go under the topic, am I dateable? And I'm feeling that it's going to be a part 3. So I don't want to put so much on you to think about. But I want you to replay this and really think. Think about the details and think about the topic at hand. You're going into a new year. I don't believe in the concept, new year, new you. No, it's a continued you. Can you evolve? Sure. Can you be a better person? Sure. But you still had the same skin. You still had the same habits. You still are you. Can you become better? Yes. You're not jumping into no new skin. You're dealing with the same you that you had in 2018. And when you are aware of that, you're able to work on you in the areas that you want to. And so when it comes to this dating thing, you can look at certain things pertaining to yourself and say, am I dateable? And it be, guess what? Let me share this before I close out this segment. It's okay to assess that you're not dateable right now. You just want to have fun, get to know people, and enjoy yourself. Do that. It's okay to go through a phase of that. It's okay. Because I really feel part 3, I'm going to talk about building a roster and really knowing how to date and enjoy yourself. It's so many different ways, but it's a way that I want to suggest that as a female or a male, you really might reap some benefits out of doing it. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in to ER Emotional Response Podcast. This concludes this episode, part 2 of Am I Dateable? Tune in next week as we cover part 3. Have a beautiful weekend. I look forward to talking to you in my inboxes, my emails, my texts, my calls. Keep it going. I'm a very approachable person.